Hello everyone. Today I'll begin with the explanation of the poem Break, Break, Break. But before taking up the stanzas one by one, I would like to state the summary or the underlying thought of the poem in brief. On the surface, the poem seems relatively simple and straightforward, and the feeling is easy to discern. The speaker wishes he could give voice to his sad thoughts and his memories, to move and speak like the sea and others around him. There is a series of comparisons between the external world and the poet's internal world. The outer world is where life happens or where it used to happen for the speaker. The inner world is what preoccupies him now, caught up in deep pain and loss and the memories of a time with the one who is gone. Now, I'll take up the first stanza. Break, break, break on thy cold grey stones, O sea, and I would that my tongue could utter the thoughts that arise in me. Now, the poet is sitting on the grave of his friend Arthur Hallam on a lonely hill overlooking the Bristol Channel. The poet is sad at the death of his friend. His sorrow is so deep that he fails to find adequate words to express it. He observes that the waves of the sea are rising and falling and breaking into water drops as they strike against the seashore. It seems to the poet that they are striking their head against the seashore as if in sympathy with his grief. Like him, they too fail to express their grief. Now, the very first line, we need to note the repetition of the word break, break, break. Here he is trying to emphasize the constant action of the waves. They recede, then they come back and strike against the seashore. In the next line he says, on thy cold grey stones. Cold means passive. Passive, without any sentiments, indifferent. Grey means old. So he is addressing the sea and he says, O sea, break, break, break. Continue with your action of breaking against your seashore, against your cold grey stones, your passive stones, the indifferent stones which are not responding to your feelings. The sea is striking against the stones, the grey, cold stones on the seashore. The speaker seems to be frustrated that the sea can keep moving and making noise while he is unable to utter his thoughts. The sea's loud roar, its ability to vent its energy, is something that the poet lacks, that Tennyson lacks. The repetition of break, the word break, aptly conveys the ceaseless motion of the waves. The waves, each wave reminding him of what he lacks in his life. So all in all, in this first stanza, the poet is actually comparing his mental state and the movement of the sea waves. He is trying to find out some kind of similarity between himself and the waves. He feels that the waves have the liberty at least to move ahead and strike against the shore, although the fact is that the shore remains indifferent and passive towards the breaking down of the sea waves. Similarly, the poet too does not have anybody who can actually share his grief, his memories, his sad memories of his friend who is no more in this world. So we see the striking comparison throughout the poem, whether it is direct or indirect. So with this, we conclude the first stanza. Thank you.